So something happened at the Singapore Grand Prix in terms of the championship battle in the Drivers' Championship between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. I believe actually with Daniel Ricciardo's fastest lap, not points, but the fastest lap that he took away from Lando Norris, that means now that Norris would, even if he wins every race, including the sprint races, and gets all the fastest laps, and Max Verstappen finishes second in every single race, that means that Verstappen will win the title by a small margin, I believe. But Dr. Helmut Marko has come out in the media and said that second places are not enough for a Max Verstappen title. Let's see what he means here. So, full article on the F1 Chronicle as always, guys. So, a new wind tunnel should help Red Bull return to full competitiveness in the future, according to the brand's top F1 consultant, Dr. Helmut Marko. Amid the scandals of early 2024 preceding a loss of dominance and several top staff and raging speculation about the future, Max Verstappen's father, Jos, said he warned about the situation from the start if Christian Horner hung on to his job. Sure, Jos, sure you did. Marko, though, insists it's only a natural progression that Red Bull has struggled to hang on to top team members who are being offered high positions and more money by rivals. It's a natural development when you are successful as we are, that people are poached, he told Formula 1 DE. And of course, there is always one person who can hold on to these top positions, only one person that can hold on to these top positions. The latest departure is strategy boss Will Courtney, who will become McLaren's new sporting director, but Marko insists that he can easily be replaced. In this case, that is Hannah Schmitz, the 81-year-old Austrian declared. She's fantastic. I love her. She's great. I love how some of the top strategists in Formula 1 as well are female, like Ruth Boscombe, she does commentary now for, or at least she's on some of the F1 TV stuff. She was great as well, fantastic during her time at Sauber, I want to say. I think she was doing some of the strategies there, or back when it was Alfa Romeo, actually. I think it was technically at that point, even Alfa Romeo was sponsor, but there we go. We offered him, Courtney, a new offer, but he wasn't interested. He received an offer that is more attractive in terms of position and also financially. Marko also called on those remaining at Red Bull to pull together and maintain a clear focus on defending Max Verstappen's lead in the drivers' standings. It's clear we have to work together to win this championship, he said. We also have to be able to build a successful car. I'm optimistic that when Max Verstappen wins again, Sergio Perez takes third or fourth place, it will look different again. Big if. There's also a big gap now between Singapore and the USA, so this is kind of the last chance saloon of doing a major update to the car to try and get it back to the front of the grid. And in fairness, it has been looking better recently. Max Verstappen's podium, his second place in Singapore, was his first podium since Silverstone, was it? It's been a while. It's been a long time. Oh no, Dutch Grand Prix. It's not been that long, but still, they've not looked that competitive for some time anyway. Mathematically, second place finishes for Verstappen, with Norris winning every remaining Grand Prix will be enough for the driver's title. But Marko is sceptical. We can only do that if Max wins at least 2 more races, he predicts. If he does that, things will also look more optimistic in the Constructors' Championship. It's not looking good in the Constructors' Championship right now for him. I think that's fair to say. The Austrian said Red Bull has upped its game since hitting a low at Monza, but while agreeing that it's a step in the right direction, the improvement so far is not enough. When into it's not enough, of course it's not by their standards. We've worked very hard on improving, said Marko, but I think the real difference in performance will only show in Austin. We have something else there, he added, referring to car upgrades. Of course you'd expect car upgrades, like I said, big gap between now and the next race. But I agree with Horner. Monza was more than a wake-up call. That was the worst race since, I can't even remember when. In terms of strategy, pit stop, speed, we were way off. Now at least we should not have small changes ruining the performance, or the temperature differences of 6 or 7 degrees ruining the performance. Max just needs a car that bites at the front. After Verstappen, spurred on by his ultra-critical father, speculation is raging that he will trigger an exit clause at the end of the year and jump ship to either Mercedes or Aston Martin. But Marko says Red Bull is also a team of the future. A modern wind tunnel will help us, he said. Our wind tunnel dates from just after the Second World War. That has its disadvantages, of course. It takes a very long time to increase the temperature in it. The tunnel is simply outdated. We are far from up to date with the latest techniques, so I hope that our new wind tunnel can be put into use in 2026. Yeah, I've heard stories about that wind tunnel actually being way old. I didn't realise it was actually from the Second World War. That's an antique. That's an antique, man. That ain't a modern piece of equipment. That's an antique. And to think that Adrian Newey designed many championship winning cars, the most dominant car in F1 history in 2023. So there we go, guys. What do you guys think? Is Verstappen going to settle for these second places? Will that be enough for his championship? I think he needs to get a win or two. I'd see what Marko is saying. Because as well, on top of that, what if Verstappen retires from one of these races? Doesn't happen very often in modern Formula 1, but what if he retires? That's 25 points down the pan effectively. And Norris is a lot closer as a result. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to the F1Chronicle.com to see much more video content on Formula 1 just like this.